welcome to NorCal Sports Network. Brought to you by Northern Lights Entertainment. Check out Northern Lights Entertainment at Northern Lights Entertainment Radio.ca, where he has 5 stations that he streams live on the web. We come to you live after the Giants walk it off with a wild pitch. Didn't they have a walk? Not that long ago, didn't they have a walk-off from a walk? Yeah, they had a walk-off walk on the last homestand, if I'm not mistaken. Dan is not with us tonight. He is somewhere over the Pacific on his way back to the good old U.S. of A. So it's me and Lou tonight. We'll get into the game. Right off the rip, let's get into Blake Snell. He goes out there, tosses 5 innings, gives up no runs. Hallelujah. Walks 3, strikes out 3. You think, I don't know, he probably could have got another inning, but hey, whatever. He gives you 5 strong. It's his first successful major league outing of 2024, so that was nice to see. And then, like I said, we'll get into more of the details. So what'd you think of the game there, Lou? I mean, were you happy the way the Snell went out there and threw the ball?
Yeah, I think, from what he's been his first probably 6 starts, I was impressed because he got in trouble early. He got out of it, and he seemed a lot more smoother tonight.
Yes.
Where the other ones, he seemed like he was rushing. He was always behind, 2-0, 3-1. Tonight, he was sort of in a good flow, had a good wave going, never really had a problem locating his fastball, got his curveball over. And again, he gave us a chance to win. I mean, you got to remember, he pitched 5 innings, helped the bullpen a little bit, gave up no runs, and really, I think for the first probably 2 or 3 starts, that's what we should expect. 75 pitches up to maybe 90. But, he gave us a chance to win. And, somehow tonight in the City Connects again, where we have a winning record, we pulled it out. I was sort of surprised. I think one thing is we got to remember that was not Toronto's closer. But, and if you look who got the big hits again tonight, it was all the youngsters again. So I was very happy about that, and great way to start off the homestand.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to Snell. He, as you said, he looked professional on the mound.
There you go, professional. That's
right. He looked professional on the mound because prior, man, he looked out of sorts. He looked like you said he was under a lot of stress. He kept pulling out a card. Remember how he was doing that in the first few starts? He'd always pull out a card. He's looking at it. I was like, what in the hell is he looking at as a starting pitcher? He didn't do that today that I know of. Did he?
No, I never saw him take out the card once.
Nope. They didn't pull out the card, which was get rid of the card. But yeah, I was happy with the way Snell. I mean, no runs. And one thing I liked what he did, he wasn't always trying to pitch for the strikeouts. Because his stuff, he's got good stuff. And he's got defense behind him that can pick the ball. He doesn't have to worry about it. And, just all he has to do is just going out there, attack the zone, don't try to freaking paint, even though he was locating on the inside for righties. Oh, he was locating an inside pitch for righties, outside pitch for lefties. I liked how he's commanding it, and he wasn't all over the place. He wasn't missing high glove side, which was nice to see because he was doing that a lot in his previous starts. So yeah, I mean, absolutely, I'll take it. I'll take that start, to be honest with you, the way that he's been paying. Now, is it worth $30 million? Well, that's a conversation for another day because no, it wasn't. But all we can ask is that he goes out there and gives a good game. He, like you said, he kept the team in it. He didn't allow any runs. And but Kikuchi, on the other hand, man, he was pitching a fantastic game. He was I mean, he was dominating the Giants. And I was like, man, I don't know what's going to happen here. But that 9th inning magic, they were able to get it going. Ramos had a big bomb to right center.
On an 0-2 pitch.
Thank you. Fitzgerald was able to hit a shot that just barely cleared the fence in left field.
Barely got out, but yeah.
But hey, it's gone, and the run counts, right? And
in the scorebook, it counts as a win. The homer, even though it probably got over, I think to that wall is 372. It went 373. In the stat sheet, it could have been 500. Nobody will remember in a week.
Exactly.
Over.
But this is a key win. I'll tell you why it's a key win. It's because you just came off of a road trip where you could have won the series, and you reverse your fortunes. Granted, you're still below 500, but hey, scratching and clawing. Hopefully, they could take this series. Who's after Toronto, by the way?
Minnesota.
Ooh, it's Minnesota. That one's going to be tough. I would like to see them. Take this series against Toronto.
Yeah, the Twins can hit. So.
Toronto's not a very good team. I don't know who they got pitching for the other 2 games.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what was sort of funny is I don't know if you saw in the 9th inning, they put up, with 2 outs in the 8th, they put up the stats of the Toronto bullpen. And they
pretty
had
bad.
The 3rd worst ERA for a bullpen.
Ooh.
They also had blown, I think, they were 2nd in blown saves. So, that's one of their problems. They have a good stopper, but they don't have it to get to the stopper. And, you got to give the Giants credit. They took advantage. I mean, look how they won. They were down 3-1. And then all of a sudden, Fitzgerald hit that homer, which at that time, all right, good. We're still down 1. And then in the 9th, we got a little magic. And, I mean, I've never seen more teams win without really hard base hits. But, hey, when you're at home, as long as you put the bat on the ball, put the pressure on the
anything
defense,
can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what the Giants were able to do, and you take advantage of that. Because, that shot that wisely hit up the middle, I was like, oh, it's over. Yeah. But he just happened to hit it where they ain't. And they were able to get 1st and 3rd, and the rest was history. It was
and I think that second baseman, he might have forgotten there was 2 outs. You got to smother that ball so it doesn't go to the outfield.
And that's exactly what it did.
But hey, we'll take it. You put the ball in play, anything can happen. And tonight it was our way.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I was surprised though on that 3-1 brawn by Toronto. Because Walker has been doing so damn good. It's like, wow. And that's where you start thinking, oh my gosh, come on, Giants, let's go.
Yeah.
You got to do something. You're back home and you got to get this done.
And I had a feeling Toronto was going to get at least one big hit. And that was the big one. You just sort of felt it. The Giants, they got the home run by Ramos. They were 1-0 and they just couldn't add on.
Yeah.
Couldn't add on. And, that's been one of the problems all season, probably over the last 2 seasons where the Giants get like a 2-0 lead and then they don't do anything the rest of the game. And the other team puts a few, hits together and we lose, 3-2 or 4-2. But, hopefully this is the start of something different. And, hey, this is a big win because now we're only 2 games below 500. We would have been 4, going into the All-Star break. And, we want all the momentum we can.
All righty. Hold on 1 second. Let me see.
I see somebody wants to have a poll. Let's see.
Already?
Yeah. Let's see what the poll's about.
All right, there we go. What's the poll? What do we need a poll with Ahmed now gone? Who's next? Oh, who's next? Jackson, Flores, Conforto, or Yaz? Well, you know what? Hold on. Before we get into that, because that's big news, by the way. What is up with the yellow freaking memorial signs of Willie Mays and Orlando Cepeda in right center? Why are they yellow? Is it yellow?
Maybe that was left over from yesterday. I don't know.
Why is it yellow? Shouldn't it be the cream color with their number in it? Why is it yellow? Can anyone tell me? Did they talk about it in the broadcast? Does anyone know? Because I found that out. I was like, why is that like?
Yeah,
it's neon yellow. And I didn't understand that. That's not Giants color. So I don't know what the yellow signifies. Does it mean something? I don't know. You guys tell me.
At the very end.
Discolored by the sun. I don't know if they're discolored by the sun because they just got hung up. I don't know. It's a little bit weird. All right.
And then, Eric, the other thing, too, is in case anyone didn't notice, there was some more Giants news today before the game.
Yes, there was. We'll get into that right now.
Yeah.
Real quick.
And that sort of led to tonight's big win.
AB says Farhan has finally put it together, guys. No way. Yes, he is going to get fired. This doesn't. Come on, man. Come on, AB. Let's get real here. First off, let's start off with this because we talked about this a little bit the last time we were on because Mr. Elliot Ramos and Logan Webb were able to get selected. What's up, Mike? We're able to get selected to the All-Star game. Here's where Farhan has failed, specifically with Ramos. You had someone in your organization, Elliot Ramos. Never gave him a chance. You may not have to eat his contract, AB, because we don't even know if he signed that 2-year extension. Just saying. We don't know. We'll see. Anyway, you had Elliot Ramos, who had the potential to be a really good outfielder. All you had to do is give him a chance. You said it last year, at the end of last year, that you wish you gave him a chance. Didn't even be given a chance in the beginning of this year. And not only is he out there performing, the guy was able to earn an all-star selection. That just tells you the lack of being able to read what you have in your own organization. I'm sorry, that has to be put on Farhan for that. And I'm not gonna let up on that because you should know whether you have a potential all-star in your own organization, let alone to go out there and just contribute for the team. The guy was an all-star, and I don't like that. And I don't think Farhan should get any kind of credit for that whatsoever. And, I don't know if you saw, there was on 95.7, they put it on their Twitter where they were interviewing Farhan. Oh, we're going to give the youth a chance. I was like, get out of here, dude. You're covering your ass. All he's doing, he's covering his ass.
Correct.
You're a day late and $1 short, Farhan, because a lot of other people were saying play the kids. And you decided not to. You're the one, and now we'll get into this. You're the one that went out there and signed Nick Ahmed, right? Where's Nick Ahmed today? Looking for a job because he got DFA'd. There's a lot of – we talked about it the other night when Los was on here. It's like, sure, he's had some success in some free agents. Not a lot. He's had a lot more failures. It's yet another failure on Farhan trying to go with the vets when you had better – better people to go to than Slater and Ahmed. It made no sense why they tendered Slater a contract because he was already heading down. He wasn't projected to be better, and everybody saw it. Same thing with Nick Ahmed. Why are you signing Nick Ahmed when you have youth in your organization?
$9 million they blew.
Yeah,
4.2
exactly.
for Slater, 4.9 for Ahmed.
And I hear a lot of people talking about, Farhan got us out of all these bad contracts. I keep hearing this. There's a lot of people that love to go and criticize Bobby Evans and to a certain extent Brian Sabian because they had these bad contracts. Well, look, Farhan hasn't had much success in contracts either. We've gone down the list before. This is yet another one when you have to cut Austin Slater and also Nick Ahmed. It's stupid. Those are contracts that should even had to been given.
And look at Yaz. Yaz isn't even really playing much. He makes almost $10 million a year.
Exactly. That's another one. You got Flores right now. Unfortunately, last year he was good. This year, man, not so much.
Yeah, and the other thing too is, you guys are going to give him credit. Remember, if it wasn't for an injury, Ramos might still be down in the minors. Jung Lee got injured. That's why he came up. Because remember, he didn't come up until May 5th, guys. We had a losing month in April. We had an injury, and then of course he bought him up. Remember that. It's not like he got up because the injury happened the first week of the season. We didn't have him for 5 weeks. And if you look, he's our best player. Best player. Look at all the offensive stats.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Yep. I agree. I mean, I'm tired of the mistakes, the constant mistakes. And it's getting old. And I think they need to move on. They need to move on. And here's real quick, Lou, do you think ownership is starting to say, you know what, there needs to be some changes? And that's why they're starting, because this isn't typical of Farhan to just let these kind of guys go.
Basically,
right?
48 hours. But we knew we had to do something, but it also might not be over. Because if we ever do get all these pitchers back, they're going to have to make more moves. I mean, the other thing, too, is I'm a little bit worried. I would have done something like Luke Jackson, but he gets paid so much more than these guys. They kept him on probably for the last week. But, if Ray ever shows up, Cobb, obviously Luke's going to have to. But, we're going to talk about this. Let's go over the last 2 years. We have probably signed 12 players, and right now, today he got sick again. Solar, that guy's making, $12.8 million a year. That was sort of our big power lineup. Look at the lineup. He hasn't done anything.
Yep.
Okay. So that was a bad thing. Chapman, he's making $19 million a year. Defensively, at times he's been great, but he's made a lot of errors too. I'll tell you the truth, Ramos and Conforto before his injury, and then tonight, they've been sort of the solid players. Solar's been a disaster. Some of the young guys have been good, but our offense has not been good all season. We know that.
Yeah,
we still don't have the power bat. We still don't hit the guy in clutch. And me and Eric have been talking about this for literally now 3 weeks. Second half of the season, they're going to start pitching around Ramos. Why pitch against a guy that can hit all fields and shows he's the only guy that can hit in the clutch? True. And then we'll see what really happens.
True. That's a good point. That's a good point, because I think that is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think they will start pitching around him, especially after the All-Star break. I just want to see the kids play. That's the biggest thing I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, tonight was because of the kids.
It is what? The kids? Oh, you already know what that means, right? You already know what that means. Unfortunately, I don't have Fitzgerald and I don't have Bailey in here, but we know they're part of the kids. But we do have Wisely and Ramos. Play the kids, man. There we go. Play the damn kids, man. Gosh dang, man. How many times do we say that? Because it's exciting, right? Because it's exciting. They get you in. I mean, Ramos hits a home run. Fitzgerald gets a home run. Then he draws a big walk in the right. Didn't he have a walk in the ninth? Was that a walk or was that I can't remember. No, it was a walk, right?
Yeah.
And then Wisely had that squibber going up the middle. I mean, come on. And please, when I first initially saw the lineup, Wisely can hit lefties. Put out your best players. I'm tired of the platoon crap. But then Soler he was reported as having the shits, so he got dropped. He got dropped out of the lineup, and then Wisely was able to come in. And look what happened. He was the guy that got the hit to freaking tie the game.
Yep.
Come on, man. That's why you got to play the kids. Exactly, Mochi. That was the big reason why they won today, was because of the kids. Exactly. And not to mention, Snell had a good game. He kept them in the game, went 5 strong. I cannot say enough about that, because he kept them in the game, not allowing any runs. Didn't have a lot of strikeouts, but that's fine. He's still out there and took care of business. That's what it's about, not scoring runs. If you get strikeouts, that's fine. But if you could get through 5 innings without scoring a run, and they only got 1 hit off of him. So that was.
Did you see how many times the Giants struck out? 13 times against that guy with a 6.6 ERA.
Oh, ain't that crazy?
Yeah,
I know.
That's why baseball is such a beautiful game. It is amazing when the Giants have not pitched. That guy originally pitched for Seattle, so I don't think the Giants have ever seen this guy. But the first time the Giants go against a pitcher, it doesn't matter what the ERA is, we always have problems.
I know that happened in Cleveland.
It's the most amazing thing.
That happened in Cleveland. Yep, it's great. Yeah, it made no sense. The better pitcher, they were able to get a win, but the other 2 pitchers who kind of sucked, Giants couldn't do nothing. It was weird. But that's baseball. I mean, that's
the other thing I'm a little bit worried tonight. I know he got sort of a fluke hit between 3 players. Flores just does not look right.
No, he doesn't.
He looks like he's slow. Maybe there's some injury, but I mean, tonight, okay, he got a hit, like I said, between 3 guys, but the rest of the time, he's always like, his swing is slow.
They're not competitive at that.
A lot, and I don't like it when they pitch him behind Chapman, because if Chapman and Conforto get hot, he always seems to be up with a couple players, and I have no confidence in him at all.
Yeah. I think
Eddie's batting a whopping 204.
And he may be the next one to be gone. I mean, let's see. Flores could be I'm talking about just DFA.
Yeah.
The next one could be Flores. We could get into trades, guys. I think it's important because here we are in July 9th. It's really going to start getting here in the next couple of weeks.
3 weeks from today. 3 weeks from today.
So from here on out, it's going to be nothing but trade rumors and finding out what's going to be happening. I still like the idea. If Snell can give you a couple of more starts and he shows something, I would try to shop him. Wouldn't you? I mean, to a contender who's want to go deep into the playoffs, wouldn't you want to get him if he's producing?
Someone maybe like the Yankees that are 4-16 in their last 20.
Yeah.
And former Giant player, pitcher who we should have traded at the trade deadline instead, who signed a 6-year deal for $120 million. Couldn't get out of the second inning again. Rodon gave up another 4 runs with no outs in the first for the 4th straight game. They're hurting right now. If you look, even like tonight, the Mets made a trade. There's big rumors the Dodgers are having problems. They're trying to trade for the Detroit ace. There's going to be a lot of movement. We need Farhan to actually either trade some of our guys to get younger and think about next year, or, he might have to put a package and you got to get us another bat.
Yeah.
I think right now we're sort of hurting for a bat because we obviously have 3 or 4 more pitchers that hopefully are going to come back. I'd love to get a bat and maybe another arm if possible, Eric, in the next 3 weeks.
See, Robert, you're not understanding what we're talking about here. You're talking about trading him to make the team better. God, how many times do I have to say that, Robert? You trade him to make the team better because then next year you could go out there. Would you tell me this, Robert? Would you rather have Corbin Burns or would you rather have Blake Snell next year? Answer that.
The other thing is, if we trade him, he could be a free agent. We can get him back next year.
Good, that too. But I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just saying, trade him, improve your team, and then you get an ace next year. Is that so wrong, Robert? Am I talking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Is that so crazy? Goodness gracious, man. Conforto would be another one for the again, all predicated on where the Giants are at the trade deadline, because he's gone after this year. He's going to walk. He's going to go sign a free agent somewhere else. He's probably not going to come back to the Giants. So trade him to get another piece. That's what you do. You keep doing that. If you're not in it, then trade the surplus so you can get better. There's nothing.
Robert might not understand what the opt-out actually means. He does have a 2-year deal, but he could opt out. Then we get nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's an opportunity to get something. You know, I don't know if you guys remember when the Chicago Cubs won the World Series, the New York Yankees traded Chapman, the best closer in the business, because they knew they weren't going to win it.
Yep.
They got 5 players. The Cubs won, which was great. Chapman didn't want to stay with the team. He went right back to the Yankees. Right back.
Yeah.
But, you know, they then got himself a 5-year deal and 5 studs.
Yes.
You know, you guys like, look at right now. Everyone was upset when Washington gave away their best player to San Diego. It's been 3 years now. Look at Washington. Their 2 best players are from the trade, you know, and look at what we are right now. We have these youth movement, which I love. If we could trade a couple of veterans to get more youth, we could have the next 3 or 5 years of young guys having fun.
Exactly. Where the heck did this go? Hold on. I'm going to try to find something here, and you tell me what you guys think. Where is it? Did I pass it up? Hold on. Just give me a minute here.
No problem.
I'm looking for something specific. Where is it at? Aha. Here we go. I'll just pause. I'm just going to read this. There we go. Let's put this out here. Now that we're talking about trades, this might put a wet blanket on for those of you who want to buy. This might put a little wet blanket from your favorite guy right there. Look at that guy.
Yeah, he didn't look too good today, huh?
Farhan Zaidi on how the Giants plan to approach the trade deadline. I think we have areas of depth and areas where we're a little light. And so the baseball trade avenue is always there. Okay, first off, when you hear that, does that give you any confidence that he wants to go out there and make a trade? As far as for somebody. Just hearing that sentence sounds a little underwhelming. When I look at our team, we believe, pretty solid players at pretty much every spot in the field. So nothing jumps out as a spot we need an emergency plug-in. And we're just going to get whatever's out there on the trade market. And we're going to just get whatever's out there on the trade market.
So we're not going to do anything.
Again, we told you guys this year after year.
Yeah.
And I don't think they should go out and buy anyways. That's just me, not for a rental. But there you go, guys. So if you think, guys, that Farhan is going to go out there and trade for an Alonso or trade for who else is out there? Who else has been talking about? Luis Robert. If you think you're going to go out there and get any of those type of guys, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Then again, Farhan has also proved himself to be a liar. So, I mean, you never know. But by going by what he's saying right there, doesn't sound too good.
Yeah, Eric, one thing I think we got to remember, the people above us for the wild card are going to make trades. And then the teams that are trying to win the division are going to try to make trades. It's not like just us and maybe 2 or 3 or 4 other teams. There's probably 12 teams that are in the trade market. Yep. You know, you have 3 weeks. I mean, the Yankees right now, they need pitching. They have one starter that's reliable. Everybody else is getting pounded. Okay. Yes. You got all these teams that are playing better ball than us that just need that extra bat or extra pitcher to get us over. And you know, you guys, we all want to talk about how Snell's a better second half pitcher. Let's talk about Farhan at the trade deadline. Except for Chris Bryant, which was done with 1 minute left at the trade deadline. Can you guys remember him trading anything?
No.
To pick anybody up except for Chris Bryant in his tenure? I can't remember anything. Especially when we were in contention, you know? I think the worst thing about the Giants is, we're 3.5 games out of the wild card. We'll stick with what we have. Remember, guys, in the last 6 years, except the 1 year, we've had a losing record in the second half of the year. Okay, so remember that. But I think a lot of that, too, is where, you know, we always seem to be close, but we just never make that move to get us over the hump. And I think that's just something, you know, you got to remember that.
So do you guys want to hear from the illustrious leader? You want to hear from him? I guess I'll play it. Whatever. Here, let's listen.
Deadline. Do you see something similar potentially this year?
Sure. I think we have areas of depth and we have areas where we're a little light, and so the baseball trade avenue is always there. When I look at our team, we have we believe pretty solid players at pretty much every spot in the field. We have a rotation that's
he's not even believing what he's saying.
Job. So
he says the same crap every interview.
Jumps out as a spot that we need an emergency plug-in. We're just going to get whatever's out there on the trade market. There's always, when you're in it, there's an expectation and a pressure to do something to change the mix, but we've got to be careful that whatever we do is a meaningful upgrade for us.
Oh, considering God, I can't do it, man. I can't get behind this guy. I cannot get behind this guy. Look what he's talking. Thank you, Red. Liar. I can't stand it when he's up there. You could even see when he's talking, he's not even believing what he's saying. He's not believing what is coming out of his mouth. God, it's just, please, can we just move on? That's all I'm asking. Just please move on. Michael Roeder. Yes, Michael Roeder. Fulashitsky. I can't do that, man. I mean, I just understand how the guy has any type of support. I don't get it. Maybe people see something different than I do. I don't know. Anyways, Robert's asking, am I giving up on the season? Robert, you just don't.
Who said that? Nobody said we gave up on the season.
Because of us wanting to trade. If we're saying to trade Conforto and Snell and
Robert, tell me this. Robert, into a contender. Right now, we're not a contender.
Because this is the problem. All he sees is what's in front of him. He doesn't have the vision ahead. What can you do for me lately? That's what it is right now. What can you do for me lately? It's not about making this team better for the long term. It's all about now. And that's not how you did. Farhan has been doing that for the last 5 years by piecing together a roster year by year. That's the problem. And it doesn't work. It doesn't. And when you're trading these guys, you're trying to make your teams better. Robert, you held on to Rodon. You held on to Jock Peterson. You held on to Alex Cobb. What did that get you, Robert? But you know what it could have got you if you went a different direction? It could have set you up for the future. Maitland Eagle, $4.99. Thank you, sir. I was hoping you would show that interview. He looks dejected and doesn't project any confidence about the team. Farhan is a joke. It's his last year. You know what? Great point there, Eagle. The confidence is not there. I liked how you pointed that out. Like I said, he doesn't even believe himself. And I think maybe that has to do with confidence because he looks absolutely just, I don't know, just scatterbrained almost. It was, You could tell there's no firm plan in place.
Good point.
Ah, man. Ryan, can I hop? Oh, yeah, well, man, I'll throw out the link in a little bit. He goes, Eric, my only question is how can you be confident that this ownership would actually fire him? That's the only reason I did. Okay, you make a good point, or you make a really good point, AB. But with these, what's making me think a little bit here is the moves that have recently happened. They let go of Slater. They let go of Ahmed. Last year, they let go Kapler. So I'm wondering if things are starting to close in on Mr. Farhan Zaidi. Maybe ownership is starting to maybe see the light. I was having a good conversation with Anonymous on Twitter, and he made a really good point. And he was talking about maybe with the passing of Willie Mays and Orlando Cepeda, and if any of you guys didn't catch the memorial service yesterday, it was fantastic. Really good speeches. They honored Willie very well. I think if you go to the MLB YouTube, I'm pretty sure they got it I think it's like 2 hours long. You can watch the whole thing. So I suggest to go out there and watch it. But it makes me wonder if maybe the organization, I'm talking about ownership, maybe when they're seeing the history of this team, of the type of players. Look, you had Dusty Baker up there. You had Barry Bonds. You had Felipe Alou. Of course, you're honoring Willie Mays. You had Juan Marichal out there talking. You had all these great Giants that is part of the Giants history. So maybe the ownership group decided, you know what? This is not San Francisco Giants baseball, right? San Francisco Giants baseball is winning baseball, not this crap that we've been seeing the last 5 years. And I'm just hoping that something clicked and they realized, maybe they looked at themselves in the mirror and said, you know what? Maybe we need to go in a damn different direction. Because look what's happening now. Like I said, Slater and Ahmed have been shown the door. I'm guessing Flores is probably not too far behind. Luke Jackson is probably on by a thread. If he goes out there and throws a couple of more stinkers, I think he's gone. So maybe there's going to be a change. All we could do is hope. Because I'm sorry, guys, I don't like Farhani in baseball. I don't. To me, it's losing baseball. It's not winning baseball. And he hasn't proved it yet. Are they going to now? Is the season's not over yet? But we'll see what happens. And it makes me wonder if there's other people operating the levers, so to speak. I don't know. What do you think, Lou? Do you think maybe?
I'm just reading these comments. I'm trying to see. Is that D Booger? I'm sorry, I can't remember who wants.
Bodger.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Why would we want Dusty Baker to step in the GM role? Does anybody know how old Dusty Baker is?
Yeah, he's pretty old. I don't know if he can be the GM yet.
Guys, we got to get younger, and we got to get guys that are proven. I think one of the things, and Eric and Dan have been bringing this up probably since the show started, is we never ever go to someone like Tampa Bay that keeps an amazing product cheap. Go to the guy, the assistant, and say, we'll pay you triple to be the Giants. I don't understand how we're happy that we're trying to just be, hopefully, the third wild card team.
Yes.
We're the Giants. That's like saying the Niners, I hope we're a couple games over 500 we make the wild card. That's not how it is, guys. Remember, we have the 6th most expensive payroll. We got to try to make it a step closer to where the Dodgers are, Yeah. Okay, if we are lucky enough to make the third wild card, remember, this is one of those years where everyone's competing for the third wild card that are below 500. Imagine if it was a normal year, we would already be out. We'd probably be 6 to 8 games out if the National League was like the American League, that, they had better teams and maybe someone that was maybe 8 or 9 games over 500 already sealed up the wild card. Imagine how our thing is. We're just in a very down year in the National League. The wild card still is attainable. Are you telling me that if we don't make it this year, Farhan should still stay with us? With a payroll that, if you guys look at our payroll, I think we're like at $290 million he spent, and we can't even make the third wild card when this year the NL was the worst I've ever seen it, record-wise. You guys, if you guys watch tonight, that ballpark, it looked like there were a lot of Toronto Blue Jay fans. I was telling Eric off the air, they were everywhere. So, the Giants are starting to realize that, they remind me sort of the Rams in football, where they're getting more visiting teams visiting the Giants fans. They got to do something because and it's only because of that, because the product has not been a Giants, of where it should be. Yeah, we were spoiled, and they can't keep using the Giants were good 2010, 12, and 14 anymore. Guys, we're in 2024. We've had one winning season in 5. We have the 6th most busiest payroll. We have the best ballpark in the business. And what's amazing about the ballpark is we have behind the ballpark, we have a $3 billion establishment that our owners built. We need to get closer to where the Dodgers are than just being happy being a 500 team.
Yes. Enoch has a question for us. Says, Eric and Lou, what grade do you give Melvin for the first half?
B minus, maybe?
B minus? C
yeah,
plus.
I mean, we're not at 500, but you think C?
I say C plus. Now, a lot of it is not necessarily the fault of his own. It's kind of what he's been given by Farhan. So it's kind of tough. You know, you only could do with whatever's given to you.
Yeah, you know, I'm just giving him a B minus because, you know, we're almost at 500. I just think one of his biggest problems is
he's had issues with the bullpen.
Yeah, I don't like the way he works the bullpen. He's sort of quiet. You know, especially with some of these veterans and youth guys, you got to get someone with sort of a spark. You know, he's so quiet. If there's a bad call at home plate, he doesn't really say anything. You know, show some emotion. You know, I've been saying this for the last month. If we're having problems where the umpiring is so bad, go out there, get in his face, get thrown out for a reason to show that you care for your team. He never does that. He's always being safe. You know, and you don't need that.
Yep. Here's a option. Why not make Buster Posey a GM? I'm sure he probably could do that job. And he's young. He knows the game. He's retired recently. He probably knows a lot of the talent that's out there. I mean, even if he did retired 15 years ago, I think he's smart enough to understand where talent lies. I think he knows. He was the captain of the field, being behind the dish for as long as he was. He knows what it takes to build championship teams. I say freaking give it to and of course he's got roots to the San Francisco Giants. I would love to see someone like Buster Posey. That would be awesome.
Again, it might be tough with 5 kids that are still pretty young.
Yeah,
and but maybe he doesn't want to be the face of the Giants.
But as a GM, you kind of stay home. You don't. I mean, yeah, you go on the road occasionally, but not like a player.
Yeah, well, Farhan doesn't. As we know, Farhan doesn't even live here. He lives in LA, so anybody can do the job. You know, all you got to do is be in the state, I guess.
Yep. Heroku, Posey sucks. He's been awful. Well, we don't know. Problem is, man, he's only a minority. He's a minority owner, man. You only could do so much, man. You can only do so much. Goodness gracious.
Well, these guys are tough tonight.
I know, man. Holy crap. What is going on? Guys. Oh,
we come off a great win and they're like this.
I know. Hold on. Where's this? This is something. Oh,
C minus. I'm just looking through some of these guys that gave direct. You know what? Maybe we should do that as a poll tonight.
Yeah, there we go.
What's Melvin's grade? What do you guys think? You know, maybe I'm being too nice with him. I'm just trying to be, hey, it's, you know, I'm a little sick and tired of we're always doing people because they're from our area or they were a former Giant. We need guys that are going to make us get to that
competitive
level.
That's what I want. And that's one thing I think Posey has. He has that competitive spirit within him. I mean, look what he has gone through. I think he would be awesome. I don't know. Hey, guys, I got something to show you. It's kind of, you'll figure it out later. Here. I think Lou knows what I'm talking about here. Not gonna give too much away here. Not gonna give too much away here. There we go. Okay. Enough of that. All right. Just putting out there for some reason. I don't know. I just felt like showing that.
Pretty cool.
Right. That's kind of neat, huh?
Yeah. Was that Solar? Was that Solar before he had the problem?
No, that was Ramos.
God, he's big.
Yeah, Ramos is a big guy. So anyways, there's a reason why I'm showing that. We'll have an announcement tomorrow. There's a little subliminal stuff there. I think, Lou, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, nice little tease.
Yep, absolutely. Anyways, guys, let me put this out here. Since we got 212 people watching both on Twitter. Welcome, Twitter. Appreciate that. And those of you on YouTube watching us. We got a little raffle going on. Donate $15, you get a square. That square will enter you in a chance to win 4 tickets to the San Francisco Giants versus the Atlanta Braves on August 14th. Front row seats right next to the San Francisco Giants dugout, like right next to them. Right next to them. And what's going to happen is once we sell all 100 squares, we're going to donate all that money, every single bit, every single dime. We're going to donate it to Elijah, who's a little child who lost his mother tragically in her sleep. There's a GoFundMe to help him and his family with those expenses and just help build a future for Elijah. So if you guys are so inclined, spend $15, enters you a chance of winning 4 front row tickets. Each person can enter 5 times. So you're able to get 5 squares. Once we get all the squares filled, I'll run the numbers through a random number generator. And whatever number it selects, that will be the winner. So not only do you get to enter in a chance to win some excellent tickets, but you're also going to a good cause to help this little kid out. So send an email to NorCal Sports Network at gmail.com.
And hopefully, before we do it, we can get Russo back on. Maybe you can talk more about the family, why it's such a great cause.
Absolutely, yeah. What happened was I kind of talked a little bit about it. The little boy's mother, she was only 32 years old. She had a medical condition, and while she was sleeping, she passed away. About, a week or 2 later, the little puppy that they had that he absolutely loved also passed away.
Yeah.
His father didn't have any life insurance on her because they were just fiancés at the time. They weren't married, so there was no health insurance or life insurance. So unfortunately, he has no money to take care of a lot of this stuff. So all this taken in consideration, we want to do what we can to help this family. So hopefully you guys can just, $15 isn't that much, and it gives you a chance to win some excellent tickets. And as I said, at the same time, help a great cause.
Imagine if you were there tonight sitting in the front row.
Exactly.
My brother was at the game in the seats. You'd be talking about it like, oh my God, what an experience.
Absolutely. Exactly. Again, send it to NorCal. Send your information, your personal information to NorCal Sports Network at gmail.com. You'll be able to contact Dan. He will give you his Venmo information so that you can Venmo him the amount that you wish to donate, and then he will let me know so I could put the names on the squares if the number is available that you want to select. Otherwise, you just get put on a square somewhere. So there you go, guys. Help a good cause. And then, like I said, at the same time, hey, you get to have 4 people enjoy an excellent viewing seats for San Francisco Giants. And just so you know, right here, the red arrow is pointing to where those tickets are. That front row, I think Lou talked about it the other night. It's actually 8 seats, but you have seats 1 through 4. 1 being the closest
to the dugout.
Yep. 1 being the closest to the dugout, 4 being closest to the aisle. There you go. Just so you know, guys, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Help a cause and have some fantastic tickets if you win. Oh, let's see. What do we got going on in the chat, guys? Northern Light said, I'll send Dan to 75 in the morning. Okay. Awesome. He should be home. But yeah, he's going to be home. What did he say? Early in the morning or something like that here.
How long is the flight from the Philippines, do you think? 12 hours?
Oh, I know on the way there, I think it's like 12 or 14. On the way back, it might be quicker because of the jet stream. Because you get the jet stream on the way back.
I feel bad for his wife. 14 hours with Dan on a flight?
It's all fun and games.
Yeah.
It's all fun and games. Kyle Soto, yeah, I didn't like seeing that either. Stop pitching Yaz for Matos.
The old righty lefty.
I know.
I don't understand it.
I know. Oh, we're going to sell all the squares, Ramos. 100%. We will sell all those squares one way or another.
Yeah, there's been some guys that are now putting it on Twitter that literally found out about it on the on our site. Also, they've been telling Dan, hey, Dan, I want to do more. So it's on Twitter. You know, it takes a few people and kaboom.
Exactly. That's all it takes. Just takes a few people.
Yeah.
Again, Dan, because he's in the middle of traveling from the Philippines, it's kind of been kind of herky-jerky as far as trying to really promote that and for Dan to get that information out to me. But he'll be back in the United States tomorrow morning. And then we could go hot and heavy on that and try to get that done before August, because the tickets aren't until August 14th. So it gives us some time to get this done. You know what? People want to know trade rumors. Let's bring that up. Let's bring up MLB trade rumors.
Good call.
Yeah, let's see what the website has to say. All right. Oh, I saw this one earlier today. MLB trade rumors. There we go. Mets acquire Phil Matan. Phil Matan from the Rays. So it looks like the Mets got a bullpen piece. I think, right? Isn't he a bullpen piece?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I think he's been a decent closer, hasn't he? Struck out. Oh, never mind. Has struck out just 19% of batters faced. Well, giving up walks at an 11%. Ooh, almost a 12% clip.
Yeah, I think the Mets are just.
There we go. That's why.
The Mets are also hurting bad.
He's got a.
They just can't get anybody out. Their bullpen is why they're not 10 games over.
Yep. There you go. So they're adding. Latest on Philly's rotation. Oh, did you hear Wheeler had to get yanked, lower back tightness?
Yeah, I saw that in the 5th inning, up 10-1 too.
Yeah. Nothing there. Nothing for trade. Dominican prosecutors. Oh, formal charges against Wander Franco. He's done. Goodbye. He's done.
Kids.
Pirates outright Justin, whatever that is. Breslow on deadline. Red Sox committed to picking a lane. Just 3 weeks away. Many clubs will have to decide whether to buy or sell, or a mix of both. Red Sox chief of baseball for Craig Breslow recently appeared on today's episode on Fenway Rundown.
They're 11 games over 500. You wouldn't even know it.
Who, the Red Sox?
They have the A's 2 more games at home. They could be 13 games over. You know, that's the thing we're not talking about. There are so many teams that are trying to get better. If the Giants do their usual and wait till the very end, there will be nobody left.
Exactly.
The other teams want to improve. That's why we need to improve. Right now, guys, we're still not 500.
No, not yet.
You know?
Not yet. What are they saying? Oh, he's the Red Sox executive said the lane that we pick is going to be dictated by a host of considerations and none more meaningful than what is happening on the field. So I am adamant and committed to picking a lane. We're going to get more and more information over the next couple of weeks, but the one thing that we can do is that helps steer that direction is to win as many games as possible on the field. Do you hear the difference between this guy and Farhan? Yeah, we got depth. We're a little bit light, but maybe we'll trade. And look, this guy is talking about win. He's not talking about having depth. He's not talking about where he's light. He's talking about where is the team, and we're committed to winning. And that's going to dictate whether they're going to buy or sell. None of this wishy-washy, not knowing what the hell you're talking about.
He wants to win just like his fans.
Yes. Yes. Reds signed Tony Kemp to minor league contract. And Giants designate Nick Ahmed. Dodgers plays Tyler Glass now on the injured list. Whew. Yeah, I think they're going to get a starting pitcher from somewhere.
I don't think they're getting that stud from Detroit.
And that's it for now. Oh, you're talking about Scooble?
Is that there? I can't remember who Detroit's stud is. Yeah, he's like 6-6 with an ERA of like 3.06.
So it's going to be interesting. Not a whole lot going on in MLB trade rumors, but it's going to start. You're going to start hearing a lot of rumors here soon. And I think, the Dodgers are definitely going to get a starting pitcher. They're definitely going to get a starting pitcher.
Look at the Diamondbacks. Their closer has blown 4 out of his last 6 saves.
Ooh, Seawald.
3 straight. So what are they going to do? They're probably going to make a trade.
Maybe.
It's right now they're behind us by a half.
And you know who else is going to make a trade in the NL West? San Diego Padres, 100%.
Of course. They're up.
100%.
They don't care. They got the money. And what's amazing is we have more money than all these teams.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? That's the problem is it's not about the money. It's about the players you had to be able to trade.
Yeah, the acquisitions we pick up.
And that, again, I've said this a million times. That's why you got to hit on the draft, not just for your own organization, but to have that capital stashed away. So when it's time to go trade, you got pieces down there that are going to be attractive to other clubs. That's how you get trades done. You identify the guys who are going to be your future, and then you have to identify guys who you can be able to move off of and make some good acquisitions. That's what the Dodgers excel at doing. They know exactly what they want to do. Oh, great point. Bauer, will he ever pitch in what do you think? Do you think he's done? Sounds like he's done, doesn't it, Lou? Trevor Bauer? He would have signed by now, I would have thought.
Yeah, because there are a lot of teams that need that.
Yes.
And the other thing, too, is when you sign a Major League Baseball contract, like what Bauer did before he got in trouble, wasn't it a 5-year deal, like $90 million? He might not need the money. Why? Until the money runs out. I mean, look at, we just had July 1st. That's the Bobby Bonilla million. He gets $1.6 million. He never has to do anything. He's still getting paid. He hasn't been in the majors for 20 years.
Rothberg. Let's just talk about the San Francisco Giants World Series runs. Who did the Giants acquire in 2010? Robert, let's hear. I know a lot of people chat. Don't freaking say anything. Robert, who did the Giants acquire in 2010? Robert, who did the Giants acquire in 2010? No, Tyler. At the trade deadline, Grand. Yes, Grand Admiral, you're correct. Cody Ross. Was Cody Ross an important player in the 2010 World Series run? I think he was. I think it wasn't his nickname Ross the Boss. Gotcha. And I think they did get Lopez in 2010 as well, right? Or was it before that? Did they get Lopez before 2010? Or was it at 2010? I thought it was Freddie Sanchez was I thought Freddie Sanchez was already on the team. I think they got him and they signed him in the offseason, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. They got him in 2009. Yeah,
see, it was off waivers, but it was a trade. In 2012, who did the Giants sign in the trade deadline? I think there was 2 guys. Wasn't there 2 guys?
One guy, I don't remember his name. I just knew he was known as Blockbuster.
Blockbuster, exactly. Remember the 2 guys?
I can't remember his name.
Remember? Hey, Robert, don't go to 2021. No. Come on now. Let's go to 2012. Who did the Giants sign at the trade deadline? Who did the Giants sign? Yes, Sean. Scutero. That was one of them. Who was the other one? Yes, Tyler. Pence. Did the Giants win the World Series? Was there positivity? Was there winning in 2012? Interesting. So, yes. Do trades always work out? No, but I just gave you examples in 2 World Series runs where the Giants actually won it all, where they made significant trades to make sure that they were able to have the guys ready to go to the World Series. Look at last year. What did Arizona do? They picked up Seawald. They picked up Tommy Pham, right? Wasn't it Tommy Pham, if I'm not mistaken? And there was someone else they picked up. Who else did they pick up in the offseason last year? And it helped them. It helped them get to the World Series.
How about the Atlanta Braves last year? Lost. Do you remember the Atlanta Braves lost their whole starting outfield, and they picked through three trades.
Exactly.
And they had the best record. Yeah, you can't stick with what you have. I think Kruko always brings up when they have the original 26 for opening day, it's not going to be the same 26 in August.
No, it's not. Nope.
You know, so, you know, we have our youth right now coming up, but still we're not there. We're close.
Yes.
You know, we can see the door open a little bit, but we need something to put us through.
Yep, exactly. I mean, that's all I'm saying. But tell me this, Mr. Rothberg, what has Farhan done? I like the Chris Bryant pickup in 2021. That was fantastic. As a matter of fact, Mr. Robert Rothberg, guess who were the only guys hitting during the NLDS of 2021? There was only 2 guys on the Giants that actually was worth a damn during that series. And guess who it was? One of them was Chris Bryant, the guy they traded for. The other guy was Buster Posey. Everyone else couldn't hit for a lick. It was horrible. But
and then
trades are meant to improve your roster so you could go for that run.
Eric, do you remember when we made the trade for Jake Peavy? I believe his record was 1-8.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about that. That was a trade deadline.
That
was in 2014, right? Was that 2014?
He came from Boston. Yes. 1-8
yes.
we traded for him.
That's right. And he helped the Giants get to the postseason. He didn't do shit in the postseason. He wasn't very good in the postseason. But during the rest of the regular season, the guy helped us win a bunch of games so we could get to the damn World Series. Thank you. Forgot about that. Jake Peavy. No, Barry Zito. No, he was a free agent. I'm just talking about trade deadline acquisitions. Yeah, Beltran didn't work out too well.
But we had to do it.
You had to do it. Because exactly. Unfortunately, it just didn't work. Melky was an off-season signing. That wasn't a trade deadline.
And if we remember, Melky got in trouble. That's why we had to make those 2 trades.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Melky was the first half MVP. He was an MLB All-Star Game MVP.
And then
then the dreaded day, he got the 50-game suspension. The Giants had to do something.
Oh, when I heard news, I'll never forget. I was stationed at Beale Air Force Base, and I was listening to KMBR, and I heard it break. I think I was coming back from lunch, and I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, we're done. Because he was such an important player on that team.
In the outfield?
Yeah.
They're
doing the dance. And
you had the milkman, and then you had the panda. I mean, it was, and the place was rocking.
It was. Because he was just amazing out there in the outfield. And with the guy was just awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a huge blow. That is a huge blow. But the Giants overcame. They overcame.
Yeah, we won the division.
Chris Hansen, Larry Krueger is crushing you scrubs in views. Well, Mr. Chris Hansen, he does have over 40,000 subscribers. And by the way, Larry Krueger is a pretty good friend of ours. It's all good.
I was with Larry at the Super Bowl.
There you go.
In fact, we might have called into the show and sent a photo just saying hello to you guys.
Oh my God.
I remember he does a lot different. He's a big football guy. Big
time.
He's
big
so
time.
much with the Niners. He does a lot with D. Bruce, on the day. And Larry, you know what? Remember, Larry's been doing this a couple more years. If you guys didn't know, Dan originally worked with Larry.
Yep.
On his show.
Yep.
So, give it a little chance. And the other thing too is Larry works for a team that's gone to the Super Bowl two of the last 3 years.
And we're covering the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
A little bit different. Just
big difference.
A little bit different. What do we got? Oh, AB, does Ned Coletti want? Gosh, I would love to. He's a great baseball man. I mean, you guys have seen him on our show before. Just listening to him talk, he's a baseball guy. God, I would absolutely. But
he's just so
he's
into
got
hockey.
He's got a night. I mean, he's teaching.
Yeah.
I think he's enjoying his life right now. Does it mean he doesn't want to? Well, I'm not going to answer that. That's on Ned. But would I love him to be on the San Francisco Giants as a G? Oh, 100%. I would love it. But it's up to him.
The other thing, too, about Ned that we're not really talking about is, you remember, he was with the old regime of the Giants. He then went down to the Dodgers, where he saw how they work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes when you reach that plateau, do you want to go back to someone that is a couple levels below?
Right.
You know, the Dodgers do everything first class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one advantage we have is, we still have a better stadium than them, but, you know, their farm system's better. They have superstars. They actually have a GM that closes to get the main guy. You know, not like us with Farhan that says, we did the exact same deal. He just didn't want to be with us. Come on.
I don't believe it.
Stop the
That's
BS,
me.
dude.
I got no evidence to back that up. But for me, I don't.
But I like what AB said. Maybe get Ned before the trade deadline, because I think a lot of times too, what I enjoyed about Ned is he'll tell you about trades that worked and some trades that didn't work out and why.
Yes.
You know, he told us, I remember, where he tried to pick somebody up. He went to the owner and said, hey, we need another, like, you know, it was almost like out of the movie. Hey, we need another $1.5 million. Can we get him? And they said no, and he wound up not getting them, and it was sort of the best thing. But, you know, Ned will tell you he's made mistakes too, especially with the Dodgers, where the pressure is a little bit different than the Giants. You know, to them, you know, here it is. We're happy if we make the wild card or we get close. The Dodgers right now is to win the World Series. They can get to the World Series, but if they don't win, it's a bad year. You know, that's the difference between their mentality and ours.
Yeah, good point. And if any of you out there want to read any kind of books on baseball, pick up Ned Coletti's book. It's fantastic, called The Big Chair. It's an awesome book. If you guys want to read something about what it was like to be a GM, and it talks about his life from when he was a child all the way up to when he became a GM for the Dodgers. Fantastic book. The Big Chair. Check it out. You guys can pick it up. It's really good. You guys will not be disappointed. All right, what else we got out there?
I think Ryan brings up a good point, Eric. That's something that I've been stressing. Did you see his last comment?
The one about who cares about the division? No.
It's all about rings.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yep. You see, the thing that I don't like is when people lower the bar. You know, let's try to get in a while. I don't want to try to get in a while. I want to win the division. All right. You got to win the division. But the ultimate goal, of course, is the World Series. But you got to go in it at least to win the division. Don't sit there and try to squeak in through the back door. I don't like that. Come on. Let's go out there and build a juggernaut, not just a knot. We're missing the jugger. ABC, the whole reason this channel started was because Larry didn't want to cover the Giants anymore. Not quite, AB. Not quite. It's all good, though. No harm, no foul. Let's see. Oh, Tony Watson. I remember Tony Watson. He was a Giant for a while.
Another scrub we picked up.
Trying to see what we got. Yes, will be. Dan wanted to give it a shot. Yes, that is correct. It's no guarantees. When you start a YouTube channel, yeah, no worries, AB. I knew what you were trying to say. It's all good. That's why I said no harm, no foul. It's all good. It's not easy, man. I'll tell you that right now. It's not easy. It takes a lot of time and effort and dedication to get this going. No doubt about it. Oh, what do we got in here? Stephen Dre says if we have 2 winning years in a row and have a bright future, a few big free agents will come here in a heartbeat. You know what? A lot of people, there's different things, different ways to look at it, but I see what you're saying, and I like what you're saying. Because winning attracts winners. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of money involved. I get it. You throw out a bunch of money to a player, a lot of times that could be the reason of why they sign wherever they sign. It's because of money. But I also think there's other factors involved. Some of it could be location, geographical location. Maybe people don't want to play. Matter of fact, and Ned has talked about this on the show. You know, geographically, they don't like to be at a certain place for whatever reason. But I would think that winning has to be up there on the list. Because ultimately, when you're playing professional sports, the goal is to win that world championship. Don't get me wrong. I know you want to make money along the way. I get it. But isn't that why you're doing professional sports, is to go win those championships? And if you get on a team that is in it to want to win, you give it the good try there. You do everything you can to put a roster together. Granted, not all seasons are built the same. You got injuries to deal with. It could be other factors that, are out of your control, but you do everything you can to try to put together a winning team. You're not trying to skimp. You're not trying to, continually hunt the margins to find that diamond in the rough, to capture lightning in the bottle, whatever cliche you want to use. I want to go out there and build a juggernaut. That's what the Dodgers continually to do. They go out there and they try to get it. Does it always work? No. Same thing with the Yankees. Does it always work? No. But you know what? At least you're giving it the try. At least you're trying. You can look your fans in the face. The ownership, if you're not if you're a GM, you look the ownership in the face. I did everything I could to try to put a team together to win it all. And when you don't see that, and when you see the exact opposite, that's where I have issue. That's where I have issue.
I think you said that perfect. I mean, I don't know, Eric, you probably didn't see the Klay Thompson today, just to go a little bit off baseball. Klay Thompson had his interview with the Dallas Mavericks.
I saw.
And they asked, why did you pick them? And he said, when they were in the NBA Finals with 2 great players, if I was with them, we would have won it. And, a lot of these guys, because he's at the point now where, remember, Klay Thompson already has his rings. He could retire, but he wants it again. And he knows
he's got that burning desire. See, that's something.
Desire. Yeah, and he's going to go to the best team that fits him and his play.
Right.
And I think that's, the one thing is, like I keep talking about, guys, we've only had 1 winning record. And to me, that was a mirage. But 1 winning record in the last 6. We haven't been 1 game over 500 except 1 year. Guys, we're the Giants. We're not the Oakland A's.
But you know what? You tell certain fans about that, and they just don't care. They don't want to. They don't care about seeing facts that are right before your face. And there's no help for you. Look, I can lead you to water, but you got to be able to drink, right? But I don't understand it until he proves otherwise, which it doesn't look like he has. I'm not going to change. That's how I feel.
I mean, look at he picked. We keep talking about Farhan. There's a reason behind it, but just look at the offseason. He picked up Snell. How many wins does he have for us this year so far?
None.
Solar, our big power hitter. How is he on our team with RBIs?
Yeah.
He's like 6. All right. You got Chapman. Chapman still has more errors this year than he did last year, right? I mean, I think he's played great ball, but how many times, what's he hitting as a player?
2-4. Hold on, let me look. I got it right here. He's batting, I think, 241. Yep, 241.
Okay.
Today he had a rough
Another
game.
big signing
0-4
is
with the 3 strikeouts.
we picked up Murphy, our catcher.
Oh, that was dumb.
That was a bust. We signed Slater for 1 year.
That was
another bust.
dumb.
We signed Yaz, another bust.
Now for 10 million.
To that. Here we'll ask our let's see how good our chat is. We just spoke that we picked somebody up because we didn't like somebody that we had in our farm system who we traded. Can somebody tell me tonight who hit his second grand slam for his team, where their team hit their 7th grand slam tonight? A former Giants player hit his second grand slam tonight. His team now has 7. Does anybody know who had the big one tonight? Let's see how good our chat is.
Oh, look at that. Hiroku. That is correct, Hiroku.
Second grand slam.
That's
but we
incredible.
didn't really need him.
Exactly.
So, again, we don't mean to be hard on Farhan, but when he does something good, we'll give him credit.
He misses so much, though.
And we had no clue I didn't want to bring up Lee because we don't know how good he is. We only saw him for 5 weeks.
Yeah, there's not
enough. And who knows? He might come back and never be worth, the 20 million a year. We just don't know. So that's why we don't bring him up. But you got to remember, guys, the offseason was sort of a fiasco. We fired our manager. We needed bats. We were in the Ohtani sweepstakes. We were never going to get Ohtani. Look, guys, it's going to be, we were never going to get him. We were never going to get the big guy for the Yankees. It's amazing how we finished 5th in the Ohtani sweepstakes when there was only 5 teams competing with him. Something's wrong. It's not always the ballpark. And when you saw the Yankees come to Oracle, there was never a problem hitting home runs. Never.
Nope.
And before we forget next year with free agency, can you guys stop? We're not going to get Soto. Okay, he's either going to be a Met or he's going to be a Yankee. The Giants have no shot at all getting him. So let's not talk about that the rest of the time when free agency comes up.
We are. You watch. Well, not we, but we'll have to talk about it because people are going to be talking.
And Harper was never going to come here either. Twisted Eva brings up a great point. Harper, there was 3 teams competing with him. We finished 3rd. Okay, so that's all you need to know. That's why you got to go with the youth. You got to remember 2000, before 2010 and Bochy, nobody wanted to play with the Giants, but all of a sudden Bochy had sort of the magic. Relievers wanted to come to us. Cody Ross we got, and what was amazing about that trade is it's not like the trade deadline now. It was during the waivers.
The waiver wire, yeah.
Bochy
that was awesome.
Yeah, Bochy actually called and says, hey, we're thinking about Cody Ross. What do you think of him? And they said, hey, when this guy gets hot, he can carry your team. And if you guys remember, maybe some of you guys are too young, he dominated the playoffs.
He was so awesome, man.
And the same
And
thing.
you know what I loved about the waiver wire, Lou? It added a little suspense to the season because it was like a cat and mouse. It was spy versus spy. It was like espionage because what you had to do, depending where you were in the standings. You could block a potential buyer trying to get a waiver wire because it goes from so for Cody Ross, it started off at the bottom of the National League, right?
Yeah.
Is it within the same league that he's in? And then it goes to the other league? Yeah. So the last place team in the National League can put in a bid, and it goes all the way up to the best team in the National League. Well, at that time, the Giants were below the Dodgers because the Dodgers...
By I think, 1.5 games?
Something like that.
It was really close.
It was really close. Or maybe it might have been even San Diego that might have gotten them. But there was another team ahead of the Giants that were looking to get Cody Ross, but the Giants swooped in, put in a waiver claim, and they were able to get a trade done. And they were able to they bring Cody Ross to the Giants rather than letting him go to a contender. I love that about the waiver wire, and I hated that they got rid of that. I didn't understand that, man. That was just cool as hell to watch because it added a little extra spice after the trade deadline.
And again, we needed Pence because the Giants were in fisticuffs with San Diego. In fact, I think one of the best shows they do on Comcast Bay Area is when they show the season in review for like 2010, 2012.
Yep.
And they really get to the details about why the Giants made that leap from being right there to making the playoffs to winning the World Series. A lot of these things like Blockbuster, he still didn't know why he was called Blockbuster.
Yeah, he had no idea.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. And what they did is when he showed up, they spoke to Zito and Barry, said, hey, all I remember him when he was in Oakland A's, he would always seem to get the clutch hit. And if you saw, I think from the time we picked him up,
he never stopped hitting.
He must have batted almost 400.
Oh, yeah. It was incredible.
Every single big hit was him.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the one that scored the winning run to come across the plate. Remember in in 2012 in Detroit? Remember when Ryan Terrio came sliding across home plate? It was because
Blockbuster hit it.
Yeah, Blockbuster got the hit.
Yeah, and Terrio swung, yeah.
Yeah. Man, that was just, I loved Scooterow, man. God, he was just a throwback to the good old days, man. I just loved it. He was just a ball player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives me chills,
it
when
does.
you see those highlights.
I know. You know what I love watching, like you talking about when you watch it after every World Series, MLB throws out the video.
Yeah.
And it talks about the whole, oh my gosh. I miss it, man.
Yeah, Scooterow. Marco was a stud, and then of course, you got to remember too, is the Giants for the last 20 years have reached that plateau. And then just recently, we're not at that plateau anymore. Look at the Cardinals. They had a bad year last year. They're doing whatever they can to get back to that level.
Yep.
The Dodgers, the Braves lost their MVP. They're going to do whatever it takes. Tonight the Dodgers got humiliated at Philly. Philly got their 2 studs back. And if you guys think the Giants are okay, look at their last month schedule. They don't play anybody under 500. We're all talking, the Giants have sort of an easy schedule before the All-Star break, and then we go after. By the time we play the Dodgers for 4, they're probably going to have 3 or 4 different guys they've added on, because that's what winning teams do,
Yep.
But, we'll see. I mean, hey, we got to be positive. Great win tonight. That's what.
Oh, yes. That's ultimately, guys, tonight's win was pretty big. It was awesome because they didn't give up. They kept getting after them. They couldn't quite get the hit with runners in scoring position. They went 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. But that 9th inning, man, they really had some really good at bats, and they were able to stay in the game and was able.
That guy's changeup was unbelievable.
That guy's changeup was nasty. It was nasty, and for them to be able to fight it off and also take. Fitzgerald took that one pitch that was right at the bottom. That was strike 3. Yeah. And he got away with that one. And that would have ended the game right there. But he kept fighting it off. And I'll give him credit, man. That kid, man, he had a great at bat there in the 9th inning.
I thought tonight's win was 2 things. You had Snell, which was a huge key, kept him in the game. And then probably our best reliever got rocked. Gave up a 3-run homer and instead of the Giants saying the game's over, they came back.
They came back.
It was a complete win for the team. That's something that we don't see a lot, a complete team win.
And let's not forget, it was the young guys who did it. The kids and the second year. Yeah, the kids did it.
The
I already
kids.
played it earlier. But well, hold on. We'll play something here in a minute because he deserves it. Anyways, let's get into the standings here real quick. Baltimore. Let's see, they're 57 and 51. Actually, let's do scores first. Let's go scores. Today, Cubs, they put a whooping on the Orioles, 9-2, 14 hits. Woo! Wow. So Cubs beat the Orioles. Guardians continue their winning ways, beat the Tigers in 10 innings, 9-8. Dodgers get spanked by the Phillies, 10-1. Woo! Only thing is, Zach Wheeler may be out for a little while. That's going to be a blow to the Phillies, but they got a nice cushion there, 59 and 32. The good thing is they're coming up to the All-Star break, so then you don't miss them as much because you got that break in between, so that helps. Rays beat the Yankees 5-3.
Yankees are 4-16 in their last 20.
Woo! Yeah, we'll get into the standings. Yeah. Reds wallop the Rockies 12-6. Red Sox beat the Athletics 12-9. Mets still at 500 beat the Nationals 7-5. Astros beat the Marlins 4-3. Pirates 12-2. Look at that. Joey Bart clears the bases with that grand.
And look at their record, just like ours. See, all these teams are right with us. They're going to make a move.
They could. Rangers beat the Angels 5-4. They're still fighting their way to 500 as well. The Rangers. I wonder if they're going to buy or sell. That's going to be interesting. That'll be interesting. Braves beat the Diamondbacks 6-2.
And by the way, you see who got a homer again for them? Duvall,
I see that. 400. He's hot. He's getting
Sale
hot
tonight.
Oh, well, there you go. Mariners crushed the Padres 8-3. And then, of course, the Giants walk it off on a wild pitch, 4-3. And then there was a couple of postponed games because of
Eric. Whoever wins the drawing for the tickets, who knows? You might be get Webb against Sale. What a great pitching matchup that could be.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. Wow. Tomorrow we'll have a little announcement concerning those tickets. I think you guys will like it. All right, Baltimore still ahead of the Yankees by 3 games for the top of the East, the AL East. Red Sox are still there. Like you said, 10 games above 500.
And they have the A's for 2 more games at home.
And they got the A, yep. So they can make them run there. You got Cleveland Guardians. Again, we saw that they won. Got the Twins. They didn't have a game. Kansas City Royals, they're still in it. So you got 3 teams that are in the running for the Central. You got 3 teams in the running for the East. In the West, boy, that's it. I guess it could be 3, but right now it's pretty much 2.
Yeah, but remember, Texas is starting to play better, and they have their 2 best pitchers, 2 aces coming back.
They've won 5 in a row, so they're putting it together. So we'll see. Maybe the Rangers could get in the mix there. To the National League, you got the Phillies blowing out the Dodgers, so they're up. Look at that run differential. Oof.
Ridiculous.
Braves, Mets still hanging around there in the ALE or the NL East.
That owner will spend. He doesn't care.
No, Cohen doesn't care. Milwaukee Brewers still taking care of it there in the Central, but Cardinals, they're 6 games above 500, man.
6 games. You remember when they were like 6-16 to start the season?
Yes, remember that? Look at that, and look at their negative. Their run differential. It's still in the negative. And they're 6 games above 500. That is crazy.
So don't tell me you're not going to make a move.
Look at that. Home record, they look good. And on the road, they're 500. That you can work with that.
And we end the season with them.
Yep. And then you got the Dodgers, the Padres sitting up on top. You still got Arizona. The Giants are still hanging around there. I mean, but look how far back. 10 games each for the Diamondbacks. Let's get into the wild card, even though that's means nothing. Not right now. Here's the NL. Let's see how many teams. Look at this. Let's start from Washington. Is it still 10 teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still 10 teams vying for 3 spots. This wild card race is going to be something. It really is. What's up, Matt? This is going to be something. It's going to be a race for the ages. And that just shows you who's going to be the buyers and who's going to be the sellers. Because you got so many teams that are involved in this. Not, of course, you still got the league leaders. They might want to improve their team. But look at all these damn wild card teams, from the Washington Nationals all the way up to the Atlanta Braves. They're all in it. It's going to be interesting. And then I can't even tell you who would get a wild card. I couldn't even tell you. All right, let me kill this. All right, guys, I think I'm about ready to kill it. How you doing, Lou? You doing good?
Yep.
All right, cool. Let's see what we got. What do we got? Yes, Rangers are getting their pitchers back soon. I know Scherzer's already back. I don't know if DeGrom. You think DeGrom will be back in time?
They say right at the All-Star break.
For DeGrom?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's going tomorrow? Let's see.
Yeah, let's take a look here. I think it's what someone said. Bassett, I think, is going tomorrow.
He's pretty good. You know, he's one of those pitchers. If he can get past the first, second inning, he can go 7, and the Giants will be lucky to get 3 runs.
Wasn't Bassett a guy they were thinking about?
Yeah, he decided to go somewhere else.
Yeah. That was last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's tomorrow? Oh, come on, the 10th.
Oh, we got Logan tomorrow.
Oh, Webby's going tomorrow?
Wednesday. So this will be his final start before the All-Star game.
I just want to look at Bassett's numbers. 7-7, 3.43 ERA. Okay. Should be a good pitching matchup for that one.
Yep.
Let me see who's on the next day. What is that? Thursday? No. Yeah, Thursday.
I know Gosman's pitching Thursday.
Gosman and Jordan Hicks.
That'll be a test.
Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be. We'll see. Thanks, Moji. All right, Glenn, thank you very much, man. Thanks for showing up. I know you showed up. I know you're at the game today. Man, you saw a great one. To recap, Giants win it in the bottom of the 9th. Walk it off with a wild pitch. Crazy. Gotta love this game, man. There's so many different ways you can win. And, that was incredible. Blake Snell went 5 innings. Didn't give up any runs. Only gave up 1 hit. Walked 3, so you still could work on that. That would be nice to work on that. But he struck out 3 as well. Looks like he was pitching to contact rather than trying to just go for the kills with the strikeouts, which helped him go a little bit deeper in the game. So,
do you think they could bring him back on Sunday?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, just because, he's now back, because he's not, with the All-Star break.
He's rested, man. They should. He's rested. He should.
It's not like he's going to the All-Star game, so why not?
Yeah, exactly.
5 days.
Then he gets days off after that. Exactly. So you'll be fine. We'll see. One thing we need to do is I didn't watch the pitch with the home run. Was that a meatball right down the middle, or did the batter go and get that one?
You mean the guy for Toronto?
Yeah.
It was a slider saying "hit me."
Oh, it was a cement mixer, huh?
But you sort of had that feeling, that Toronto, they only got 3 hits tonight, but it seemed like that 1 inning was the big thing, and then the one thing that Toronto did, and that we talk a lot, and with the Giants that was good to see, is we actually had a shutdown inning. The Giants scored to go up 1-0, and Snell got the next top of the inning out.
Yes.
That's such a big key to the Giants, because I don't know how many times I've seen it. Well, we'll score 2 runs in the bottom of an inning. We all get excited, and then we give up 4. Shutdown innings are so important.
They are important. It keeps the momentum going.
Yeah, that's the key.
You don't want to let the air out of the proverbial balloon by giving up those runs after you're going up. Exactly. All right, guys. Tomorrow, you'll be able to catch us here NorCal Sports Network, probably around 9:30 again, somewhere around there, depending on the game length. Dan should be back. I don't know how tired he's going to be. I bet he's probably going to be pretty exhausted after, when you travel back the other way, man. It's brutal when you go from east to west. I always hated that when you went from the United States. When I was going from the United States to Europe, man, it was a tough adjustment coming east to west. For some reason, I don't know if it's just the way the time is. I felt better. But yeah, Dan should be back tomorrow night. Look for us at 9:30. Again,
we'll have a little announcement too tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a fun announcement. Absolutely. There was a little hint out there today too. There was just a little hint out there.
There's hints everywhere.
There's hints, exactly. Hints everywhere. But we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bassett's going to go up against Webb. Webb usually pitches good in San Francisco.
Yeah, let's see if we can get another win. Start a little win streak.
That'd be nice. I'm happy with just winning series, man.
Yep.
I don't want to ask for too much. Just give me some series wins, guys. Give me
a winning month. Remember, we've only had one winning month this year. We're 1-2. So
yeah,
you get winning month, before you know it, you're over 500.
Exactly. All right, guys. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I forgot to play this. Oh my gosh, what am I doing, man? Who hit the 13th home run today?
You mean the All-Star?
That's right. The Giants
All-Star.
All-Star.
For the Giants.
All right, there we go, guys. Our Giants All-Star, Elliot Ramos. Man, that kid's special, isn't he? That kid is special. I just love watching his aspect. His approach, man, he'll go to right field. He'll pull it. I just love watching him.
We finally have somebody that you want to see bat. Like you don't want to go to the bathroom or something. You want to, because you know he's going to do something great.
Yes. That is exactly. We've been
missing that for a long time.
We have been. I mean, honestly, who was the last one that you didn't want to miss an at bat?
And he's only been up here since May 5th.
That's it. I want him to keep doing it, man.
All our stats.
Yes. Gosh, man.
He's the big favorite for the Willie Mack Award.
Oh, yeah. I would think so. Yeah, I could see that. Absolutely, I could see that. 100%. Anyways, guys, had to play the Elliot Ramos clip. Love doing that. Love the kid. I'm just glad they finally gave him a freaking chance. Not by choice. We all understand why he got his chance up here. I kind of wish he came up here on merit, but whatever. He's up here and he's producing, and that's all we can ask. All right, guys. I will catch you tomorrow night, like I said, around 9:30, somewhere around there. Dan should be back. Lou, I'm sure you'll be coming on here again.
Love to fill in. My pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll probably bring you in occasionally, man. You help the show out. We appreciate that. All right, guys. Again, get ready for a little update to the tickets tomorrow. We'll have something to announce. And we'll see you tomorrow after the second game versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Can the Giants win the series by winning tomorrow? Batting lineup, let's see tomorrow. I don't know. Is Soler still praying to the porcelain god.
We're going against a righty, so we'll have the left-hand lineup.
Yeah, but Soler should lead off. I'm guessing Wade will be at bat second, right? Then Ramos. It looks like Chapman's the lead or the cleanup guy now, no matter what. Fifth will probably.
I didn't see Wade pinch hit. Why did we pinch hit Yaz?
I know why. Because he was an outfielder. They went in, that's what I'm thinking, right?
I know, but you're in the bottom of the ninth. This is the way to end the game.
Good question. I don't know. I was thinking maybe his positional. I don't know. Maybe they needed to give him a full day off. Because Wade hasn't been exactly Wade-like since he's been back.
He was off yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, good point. Good point. I don't know. Maybe he's fighting something that we don't know. Because remember, I thought he came back a little bit early from that hamstring.
Maybe he went to dinner last night with Solar, and it's just not.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe they're both got the. They got the good old Montezuma's revenge. But yeah, I think then Chapman will bat cleanup. Batting fifth should be Conforto, right?
Yeah,
he didn't look too good today. And then Bailey will probably be sixth. Who would be batting seventh?
And you got to keep Fitzgerald in. My God, the guy was a stud tonight again.
But Estrada's back though. It'd be Estrada and Wisely. So Estrada, ooh, holy crap! I forgot about Estrada. Where do you think they bat him? Lower in the lineup?
Yeah,
I think they bat him lower in the lineup. Maybe they bat him after. Maybe they bat him after Bailey in the sixth. So he'll bat seventh, eighth. Who would be eighth? Who am I missing? Missing somebody. Matos will be Matos. And then ninth will probably be Wisely. Or they could flip-flop those guys. There you go. All right, Lou, thanks for filling in. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I'll say it again. Tomorrow, you guys will see us here around 9:30, shortly after the final out. Give us a few minutes, get everything set up, and then we'll be here. Anyways, another thing, guys. For those of you who didn't watch it, I talked about it earlier. Go to the MLB YouTube channel, and you can catch Willie Mays' memorial from yesterday. That was an excellent. You know what? Dang, we didn't even talk about that. Did you watch it, Lou? Real quick, we'll talk about that.
I watched it. I thought it was a little bit long.
It was long.
I love when we have the alumni, but they. I didn't really want to hear. I don't know if you saw the part when Willie Brown got up.
I didn't listen to that one. Who's a good speech? Do you know who was actually the best speech out of all of them?
Clinton?
Was President Clinton. That was a fantastic.
He's done it a few times.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't really need to hear Willie Brown. I think, except for the President Clinton, I like it when, being such a big Giants fan where, Moises Alou, he needed help to get up, but you had Juan Marichal. These guys are talking about what you brought up, the history of the San Francisco Giants.
Correct.
And also, if it wasn't for Willie, they don't know how their career they might not have made it to the Hall of Fame. That's how special Willie Mays was, because he made everybody better, and everybody wanted to play their A game when Willie was on the field.
Yes.
I thought one of the speeches brought up a great point. Willie Mays, for him back then, they played 144 games. And I think Willie.
152.
The only time he didn't. I'm sorry?
152, right?
Oh, was it 152? I don't know before they came over. So,
yeah, it's 152.
You say 152. The only time he didn't play 95% of the games was when he was in the service.
Yeah, exactly.
That tells you something. And you got to remember, he went all out. He did everything he could. You watch those highlights, he was 500 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And people, even though he only hit 660, the one stat that I saw about Willie Mays, which probably why he is the greatest player,
154.
When he played at the Polo Fields, I think it was 480, 490 to center field. He hit 17 balls on the he hit 17 balls to the wall, and then he hit 90-something balls to the warning track when Candlestick had the outfield was just the fence. The wind was blowing in. You couldn't hit it out.
Correct.
So when you think about it, and then the 2 years of service, thank you for his service, Willie. And then he came back and won the MVP. He probably missed maybe 150. I'm being generous, homers, if he would have played, in a normal field. And that just shows how great he is. And the best part, I think, about Willie is how he treated the fans, especially the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't about the money. It's what he could do to help everybody enjoy the game.
Oh, did you hear that one? Who said it? Oh, it was his adopted son.
Yeah.
Talking about how you should play for the 25th man. Did you hear him say that? You should play for the 25th man, and then 9 should be playing as 1 or something like that. It was a fantastic quote.
Yeah.
Listen to that speech by his adopted son. It was a very short speech. It was really good. I
really liked, you know what I mean? So.
Oh, and Mark Graves, he texted me. He said the whole point of the gold, I guess, is because they're Hall of Famers. Let's get rid of that gold. Put the cream circles out there. Get rid of the gold. If you're going to honor Willie Mays and Orlando Cepeda, let's have Giants colors out there. We don't need to see the gold. It just doesn't look right. That's not black and orange.
Yeah,
I don't want. Come on. You don't need that. Just honor them I like them honoring the circles out there, but let's put the Giants colors out there.
Giants don't even have the cream colors anymore. Come on.
Oh, it just looks bad out there.
Yeah.
Man. It doesn't look right. Again, it's being nitpicky. I admit, but
we're allowed to. We're real fans.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night, shortly after the last out of the second game versus the Toronto Blue Jays. All right, guys. See ya. Woo!